Hey, this is this is SJ Talks from Live coming back at you with another video. I told y'all guys I was gonna keep you updated on the Susan Lorincz, the lady that the white lady that killed the black mother of four in Florida. Um, I gotta admit, I had to take a couple of days off after doing that video and um the one with the young man at the graduation. I did those two back to back, and it was just so emotionally draining, and I needed a minute, guys. But I did tell you guys I was going to keep you updated on this. Here on the Young Turks channel, they're saying that um, manslaughter. Before I go into this, Florida has the stand your ground laws. Thank God that the stand your ground laws will not apply in this case. The sheriff said that they're not going to apply the stand your ground laws in this case. So that's good news. That's good news. Because they said it was just straight up murder. They said it was just straight up murder because she shot her through the door. She was knocking on the door, and she just shot her through the door. Didn't even open the door. Didn't even open the door. Just shot her right through the door. So that they said it was just straight up, you know, murder, and they're not gonna apply the stay in your ground law. So she thought, I bet you she thought that she thought she was gonna get away with it because of the stay in your ground laws. She thought she was gonna get away with it because of the stay in your ground laws, but the fact that she shot her through the door wasn't open or anything. That person is not a threat to you on the other side of the door. If they're literally just knocking on your door, they're not a threat to you. She didn't wasn't breaking into the house or anything. They're not a threat to you, just standing outside the door. She was just simply knocking on her door, and she shot her through the door. So I'm so glad that they're not going to apply those stand your ground laws in this case. So that's great news. Um, but Susan Lorincz has been charged, it says here, with manslaughter with a firearm, culpable negligence, battery, and 2 counts of assault. So I hope and pray that I don't that she gets some time for this. I don't know what you get you get for all that. But it says manslaughter with a firearm up there. So, and she did admit, like they said here, she admitted to using racial slurs to her children. So she was harassing her children. It says since 2021, they kept getting phone calls because her and Owens was going back and forth. Um, and she was throwing stuff at the children, calling them racial slurs and stuff like that. And she did admit to that. So this is a racially motivated shooting. This is racially motivated. So I hope that they said Florida ain't doing they ain't doing too good with black folks, but I hope that this lady they give this lady don't just give her a little bit of time. I hope that she gets some time for this, because that's just the fact that you took this mother of four kids, you took her away from her babies. She took this mother away from her babies. Now her babies have to grow up without a mother because of this what she did. That's crazy. And I think it was a setup. I think because she took the children's iPad. I think she took their iPad so the mother would come over to her house to try to retrieve it so she could shoot her. I think it was a setup. So just be careful, family. Just be careful. In states where they have your stand your ground law, and they have them up here in Michigan too, you have to be really, really careful. I remember one time my son and his friends were walking down the street, and my neighbor over here had the nerve to pull a gun on them. But he was standing in his yard. They were on the street. They were just simply walking down the street, and he was standing in his yard, and he was threatening them with his gun. And I wanted to call the police on him, but I didn't go confront him because that was my very thought. I said, I ain't, I wanted to, but I said, I'm not finna go down there and he go to shooting on me and then say I try to start something, and that was my first initial thought. But I really should have called the police, but I figured what was the police gonna do, because he was standing in his own yard. He was standing in his yard. My sons and they were walking down the street, so he was standing in his yard. So I just thought, well, the police probably ain't gonna do nothing about it no way. So I just let it go. But I was very, very upset, that he was standing in his yard, threatening my sons, and all they were doing was just my son and his friends, and all they were doing was walking down the street. So just be careful, fam. Be careful out here with these. If you live in a stand your ground law state, be careful, because it's lots of times they try to use that law to their advantage. They try to use that law to justify unaliving a black person, injuring or unaliving a black person, so they can get off the hook. And I think in this case, it backfired on her. She thought she was going to get off the hook. She thought she was covered under the stand your ground law. So I think Ben Crump being on the case and then people protesting and stuff, I think that's what made a difference. I think that's what gave them this force, more motivation to press, because this is all over the country, so they're getting bad press all over the country because there are protests. Ben Crump is on the case. This is made nationwide news. It is very rare when something happens to a black woman that it goes nationwide, but that's because Ben Crump is on the case, and they're protesting and stuff like that, making the police department look bad down there. So they like, okay, well, we got to go on and follow procedure on this thing, and we got to go on and press this thing, because they don't want to look bad, you know. So they're probably going to give her some time because of that, you know. But we'll see. I'm going to keep you guys updated on this case, but I'm so glad that her babies are going to get justice. She took this mother away from her four babies. So she does deserve to get some time. There was no cause for that. She didn't have to shoot her. She didn't have to shoot her. And the fact that my thought is the fact that this has been going on since, they said since 2021, it's 2023 now. This has been going on. They've been getting phone calls and stuff. And you mean to tell me why didn't the police intervene before it came to this? Why? It's probably because Owens is a black woman. And it's probably you know how that goes. But I don't understand why they didn't intervene before this. We got several calls. Okay, well, y'all, something should have went. Something should have. And the neighbors did confirm. They interviewed some of the other neighbors, and the neighbors did confirm that she was, you know, she was harassing the children and things like that. So that was good that they got the neighbors' testimony. So it's just really sad. It just breaks your heart that this mother was taken away from her four babies, and now that her four babies have to grow up without the benefit of their mother, because this lady is clearly a racist. So just be aware. And she thought that she could use the stand your ground law, and she thought she was gonna get off the hook. But you know what? You know what they say about thinking. You don't get paid to think. So I'm glad. And I think the only reason why they're pressing it like this, it took them 4 days to arrest her because of the stand your ground laws. It took them 4 days to arrest her, and her race, because I think her race plays a factor. It took them 4 days to arrest her. And had it not been no protests and Ben Crump and all that, and being all over the news nationwide, them looking bad and stuff, I think they would have. I don't even think they would have pressed it like that. I honestly don't think that they would have pressed it. I think the only reason why they're pressing it like this is because they're getting bad press right now. And I think that's the only reason why they're pressing it. But hit me up in the comment section and let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that that's the reason why they're pressing this thing? Because we all know black femicide cases don't make nationwide news like this. That the police department down there has a lot of heat on them. So now they feel, it's motivating them to get her prosecuted and all this kind of stuff. But I'm wondering how much time she's gonna get. So I'll keep you guys posted. But hit me up in that comment section and let me know what you think. Uh, the police department, they're really cracking down now because they're getting bad press. Let me know what your thoughts are on this whole case. And until the next video, make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and hit that notification bell. Until the next video, be blessed.